Former world champion Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. So it's Lyndon Arthur, 176 pounds. He's 6'2" tall, and he's got a reach at 74.4 inches. He'll be taking on Damian Chambers, the cruiserweight, who stands 188 centimeters tall.
There is no joke about this. Someone is going to get hurt, the other is going to get embarrassed. Let's make sure they measure up well.
And here comes Lyndon King Arthur. Over half of his wins have come by way. All the seats have been taken. Here we go for round one. That jab doesn't score. Good counter punch. He just misses with that jab. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Can't score with that jab. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This slugger has a unique mentality, doesn't he, Johnny? He just wants to win by knockout. He says if we go to the scorecards, it's a failure for me.
How you deal with a slugger, you've got to use brain over brawn. Bull in a matador, pop, jab, move. Get them angry.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Arthur in that last round. On to the second round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That counter punch doesn't land. That counter shot lands. Swing and a miss with that jab. Neither one of them wants us to go to the judges' scorecards. Time they drop their guard, they get caught. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
They exchange punches. That jab won't score. They miss with the jab. Neither fighter willing to slow down. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Arthur in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
You're getting your timing.
And there's the bell to start round 3. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter punch caught him clean. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You don't want to trade shots. And he scores with the counter. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when a belly of the ring, you fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
He misses with that jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Arthur in that last round. On to the 4th we go. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Missing with that right hook. You've got someone with that hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great...
Oh, my God, Johnny! Chambers is in trouble. Chambers is down. And you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
I've got to see that again.
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen now, it's down to them doing their job. But get through the round, regroup, like freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Straight right just misses. He blocks the hook. Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds. Hold it right there. Chambers is hurt. Let's talk about Damian Chambers that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
What are you doing? Come on, you're switching off. Be looking there for one shot at a time. Set him up.
Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They've staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes.
They're looking really close at this cut. Will the fight continue? The referee says they're okay to fight, and we'll keep fighting. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Only catching air with that hook. Oh, and that was a big shot to Arthur.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What will they do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. His stamina is off the charts. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Damian Chambers in that last round. Look at all that blood, but he's still wanting to come out for more.
My concern is the corner. Are they going to be too brave for their fighter?
Great work. I love it. I love it. That jab slick. Stick him on the end of the jab and then start gathering your pace and win this round. Those 1-2 straight down the middle. You can't miss him. Great work. Get your mind back on the job. That's a terrible round, that is. Come on. You've let him back into the fight. You're much better than this guy. You're much better. He's not in your league. That's it. Start sticking a few body shots in there.
Here we go in the 6th round. They're up and ready to go. Surely this round won't be as good as the last one.
What a round. What have they got left? How can you get better than that? That is ridiculous. That's stuff you see on video games.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
This fight has a real good flow to it. Nice counter shot. A perfect counter lands. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice counter. Big left there, but misses. Straight right just misses. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Damian Chambers that last round. That cut is going to cause some problems. They might want to call a doctor over.
Cornerman, get your job done, do it right.
Okay, now you're switching off. I need you to focus on what you're doing. Will appear. You were thinking, you were smart. Back into this. You're better than this, kid. Go back out there and win the round.
Round 7, here we go. Can it get any better? What a round we just saw.
Good work the last round. Be smart. Don't get too braggadocious. You'll get turned over and walk into the shot, and that's the last thing you want.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about what?
A perfect counter shot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? The fighter's vision is paramount, and the referee may stop it here. Wow, so the referee is not going to stop it, and the fight continues. Let's talk about Damian Chambers in that last round. They're going to call the doctor over in a minute to check out these cuts.
I hope they've got a good cuts man in that corner.
Can't miss him. Great works. Okay, focus. Focus. Big, deep breaths. Big, deep breaths. Just stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight. Don't give him any... Breathe. Breathe. Don't worry about that round. Don't worry much yet. Keep doing what you're doing. The gaps will appear. Just get him on the end of the jab. You're getting your time in already. That right-handed.
And we enter the 8th round. They're off their stools, and what a fight this has been. Will it continue?
What a round. I'm exhausted. They must be absolutely shattered. What could you tell a man when he comes back to the corner? You need the instructions to be simple, precise. Don't befuddle them because they're just shattered.
Catch and shoot. That uppercut doesn't land. How about that time counter shot? Jab does not score. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? A lot of effort being exerted here. That hook doesn't score. Beautiful counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Well, it's go back to the drawing board time. A unanimous decision victory.
They've done it before. Now they're doing it again. And look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way. What tactics. What a game plan. But what a result.
We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham, and next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans...
So here is Saul Canelo Alvarez, a four-division, multi-time world champion. Quite simply, one of the greatest of all time.
This bout is...
Expectations are... We have high hopes and aspirations for this fight. They block the left there. That counter shot lands. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
He threw the hook, didn't land. Insane action! Perfect counter shot. Nice counter shot. That left hook just missed. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter-puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter-puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes. On to the second round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
One punch could change everything in this battle. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter-puncher smart.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Both men step back for just a moment. Couldn't land that jab. How about that time counter shot? And he misses with that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Alvarez in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
I love that. I love that. That jab's slick.
Just stay focused.
Get your boxing back together. Listen, be smart.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
That counter punch caught him clean. He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it.
You've got to make your opponent fight your kind of fight. They've got to get into your kind of argument, your kind of dance.
These two fighters are made for one another. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Swing and a miss with that hook. And he scores with the counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Alvarez in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, it's like 2 different leagues.
Keep your mind on the job.
Okay, I'm happy. Like that round. Just the same again. Don't
Focus on what you're doing. You don't want to lose this fight, do you?
It's about tiring. So just keep putting on the end of the jab. Getting it
And win the round. Get back behind your jab basics. Just get your rhythm back, and then we go again. I need you to go back out there. I need you to win this round. Get your mind.
Guys, well, 1-2 straight down the middle. Can't miss him. Great work.
Smart. Just get your shots off and don't give him anything. Go back.
Now, I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking there for 1 shot at a time.
Set it. I need you to switch back on.
Back at it in round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on the end. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They both want a knockout, you can tell. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. They got the momentum. back into the fray here in round 5. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you're not thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
He couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Straight right just misses. Catch and shoot. This fight has a real good flow to it. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. All right, Alvarez in that. There's the bell for round 6. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Back and forth they go. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Nice counter shots. And he misses with that straight left. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep...
Here we go. It's round 7. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punching. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
He missed with that jab. Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talking about Alvarez in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
I seriously...
And we enter the 8th round. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Nope, that hook won't score. A perfect counter lands. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Big swing and a miss with the hook. Did well to block that right hook. That jab doesn't score. Which fighter will say no mas? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. In that last round. Well, there's the bell to start round 9. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Misses with the straight left. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Punch, counter punch. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than healthy.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
Dominance.
This is the 10th. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Tarver's been rocked. Good job trying to back out of trouble. A big, heavy blow, and Saul is down. How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
A shot from the gods took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are right.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner. Somehow get to the end of the round.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over again, they've got it.
Incredible work rate. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
You've been put down, you've got to think right. Survive.
And there's the bell for round 11. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Swing and a miss with that hook. blocks the straight left. They exchange punches. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape. On to the 12th. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close rounds.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Beautiful counter punch. Through the straight left, but it won't score. Got out of the way of that right hook. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Just got... The three judges agree, and we've got a unanimous decision.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.